Hey folks, Quill18 here. I am at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany, and I am going to be sitting down to play the brand new upcoming expansion to City Skyline called Green Cities. And I'm here with...
Sandra Neudinger. I'm the product manager of City Skylines, working at Paradox. Really happy to be here, actually.
This is excellent. Now, I haven't seen anything other than like the announcement trailer of like the polluted city and then the not polluted
And the
city.
coughing.
And the coughing, yeah. And I know nothing about what's going to go on here except, and I'm very excited for this, new chirper head.
Chirper hats.
Yes. That's the most exciting part of the expansion. It's really the only part I care about.
Oh, that's problematic. Okay.
So we've got a city here, which you have disclaimer to say you didn't build this.
I didn't
It
build
was
it.
very important to get it out of the way. It's got a couple of problems.
It definitely does. But I don't think we should focus on them right now. I mean, we could, but that's going to take some time. I don't know if it's because we have... Oh, we don't even have unlimited money. Ooh.
But it's okay. We're making money, and you know we've got a lot in the bank right
we'll
now.
see when we're done with this. Anyway, first things I want to say is like just a quick overview regarding this. So the idea with this expansion is basically to allow the players to build more diversified cities. We also want to enable to make more meaningful choices when building city services. Or just go completely green as the urban population grows. So we have started now with a map of 25,000 people, and that's basically so I can be able to show all the different specializations.
Right, some things have unlocked. Because that's one of the things. It's called Green Cities, and there's got some environmental aspects, but there's a lot of just core gameplay changes now with districts and different things like that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go through it. It's also a tons of new visual stuff since it's specializations. So we have over 300 assets in total.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's. I can say that we didn't have that much more when we launched the base game.
Well, I was going to say, it would not surprise me to hear that that's probably like double the amount of buildings.
Yeah. And so let's have a look at it, and I'm going to explain why. So I can actually go to the...
Yeah, that little recording button is slightly in the way there.
It's fine. So what we can start with is showing, or we can have a look at the specializations. So we have new specializations for commercial, residential, and office. So from what you know before, we have had for industrial, you know, the farming, forestry, ore, and oil.
Yeah, and there were a couple for commercial as well for leisure and tourism.
Exactly.
But nothing for residential before.
No, so that's completely new.
So
those
are so nice.
Yeah, so basically we have them in both high and low density. So what you see here is the low density ones. You can see like the solar panels on top of them. Everything is made in like eco-friendly, what do you call it?
Like the materials.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
like wooden, and there's like grass on them. And also for the first time, we actually added, where's the escape button?
Yeah, it's really weird keyboard.
Yeah, it definitely is. Anyway, so we also added a level up in the specializations.
Right.
So before in the specializations, it's only on one level. Now you see that this building is on level 4 already. So this specialization is called self-sufficient. I'm going to zoom out so you can have a look.
Is that where they have some of the green spaces, like some of your own gardens, or you produce your own electricity because of the solar panels?
Yeah, so basically the criteria for this specialization is that they produce less garbage, they consume less energy, but also because of these things, they will pay a little bit less taxes. So
right, we're giving them incentives for microgeneration and and recycling. Yeah. So
it's basically like you used to do. You know, you're painting your like district, and that's
and then you give it a type.
Exactly. And also going to show quickly, this is in the high density. So this is the same
look
thing.
At those buildings.
Yeah, so it's like vertical gardens. This is like level 1. So they haven't really started yet. And this is what level is this? Level 4. So you can see that there's like a lot of, it looks very different visually.
So the level of in the specialization is still on each individual building. It's not the whole district.
No,
that
no, no.
levels up.
It's exactly as the residential one. So that's what I can tell you about the residential specialization. We also have a new one for commercial, which is called organic and local produced. So a little bit, it's a trend right now.
Of course, yeah.
So we have like healthy weeds, soy and lentils, yeah, you know, all that stuff.
Now, I don't know how many types of soys and lentils you can have that you've got an entire store dedicated to it.
Well, apparently a lot.
It seems so. And this got solar panels on top of there.
So when it comes to the commercial one, from what you know, the regular commercial zoning, they need to import goods in order to have something to sell to their customers. And these one are local produced, so they won't need the same amount of trucks, delivering things. So it's not going to be as much heavy traffic going on here. So that's more like environmental friendly.
Well, because that's always the thing that gets you in city skylines. When you have traffic problems, 9 times out of 10, it's industrial trucks or commercial trucks. It's not your local residents that are causing
They're
the
still going to
problems.
get some, but it's on a much lower level. So that's a really nice change. And also I'm going to show you, here we are. So we also added electric cars in this expansion. So this is like a charging, like parking lot for electric cars.
Is this something you place directly, or is it part of the commercial zone itself?
It's part of the commercial zoning. So as you know, we have 3 types of pollution in the game.
Noise,
ground,
water, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Noise, ground, and water pollution. And we have done like an ocean overhaul because before an ocean, it plays a role in cities, but not as much as, for example, ground and water pollution.
Right. Okay.
So before, if we talk about the roads, before noise pollution were calculated on depending on the road and the trucks, or like how big the size of the road was. Now we have made so that each car has their own specific noise value.
Wow.
So, for example, the ambulance or fire trucks would have a really high value,
the
of course,
sirens, yeah.
and heavy trucks. And that's when the electric cars is going to play like a bigger role in this, because when you use them, obviously they will have like a less, they will produce less noise. So that's going to be like really interesting.
Yeah. How do you get your people to switch over to electric cars?
Oh, good question. It's actually part of the free update.
Okay.
So the electric cars is going to get spawned. So a few citizens are going to choose to use electric cars even if you don't ask them to, because they might just be interested in it.
Sure.
But we also added 4 new policies, and one of them, is electric cars. So basically, then you can force everyone living in that area to switch to an electric car.
Or everyone in the city.
Well, if you would paint the district with that, but it only ties to the residential ones.
Okay.
So that's one option. Obviously, it costs a lot as well, or a lot, but it costs 2 per vehicle per week. The other option that you can do that also ties to this is the Combustion Engine Ban. So then you instead you can only allow electric cars or biofuel vehicles to that area. And biofuel, we added a new bus depot. It's here. So basically, they're spawning biofuel buses. So then you can choose to just allow these type of vehicles in the area, and the rest are not allowed.
Okay, so personal cars and these buses.
Exactly. If there are electric cars, then.
Right.
So I think that's it when it comes to the commercial one. Then I should show you the last specialization, which is in the office zoning.
Oh.
So here's an area for that. This one is called IT cluster. Yeah, so it's also like in the theme. They're pretty cool. It's pretty cool buildings. They also have like these gardens on top of them. The criteria for this specialization is that they only demand like half of the workers than the regular one. They pay a lot more taxes, but they also consume more electricity. So that's the thing.
It's for running all the servers.
Yeah, probably. So when I introduced these 3 new specializations, you start to understand that there's like a balancing between them. If you would look at all the districts that we created, I mean, some of them, this one pays more taxes, these pay a bit less. And so green options are a bit more expensive, so you need to do much more tweaking in the actual budget to afford it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's worth it, depending on your goal.
Yeah, first of all, I love the buildings in the IT cluster. Some of the ones that like were cut at angles at the gem, like they look like
Yeah, we can have a
They
closer look at
really
that,
cool.
actually. I like them a lot as well.
And I just like having the sort of variety of different looks in the city. You know, I wouldn't use all these. I would have different office clusters so that you get a variety of different buildings.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Oh, I like these short ones, the green ones.
Yeah, they're
That's cute.
super small. And the huge ones, these are the serious ones.
But that's it. I like that. I don't know. I like that sort of triangle design. Looks really cool.
Yeah. So basically, what were you asking? You mentioned something around... Yeah, that you would kind of use a few areas
just to
build
mix it up, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part what I mentioned in the beginning, that you can create more diversified cities. So you can have like the regular zones, and then you can add different layers with these specializations to make it look more alive and like vibrant and different. I'm just gonna... Is it okay if I just put off?
Turn off the weather?
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just for
I know I like it when I'm playing on my own, but I always turn it off when I'm doing streams too, because people say, "Oh, it just becomes too hard to see."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the specializations. So we also added a bunch of new building services.
Right.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer implied there might have been something to do with water.
Yeah.
But you can't get rid of
as
the poop
same
water. It's
said-
everyone's favorite part of the game.
Poop water, that's exactly. You're just, touching every right subject that I'm going to talk about. So basically, we added green alternatives to the
Okay.
existing ones or completely new ones. So my idea is that we can have a look at a few of them. And then maybe if you want to try out and kind of see the changes, we could try to get rid of some pollution or...
All right.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Let's see what we can do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, these ones are part of the base game. That's the regular water drain pipe. And as you
Raw
mentioned...
sewage into the ocean.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this part has always been frustrating. You call it poop water. A lot of people do. I mean, there's like... Anyway, it's brown, it's disgusting, and it also makes, the people sick.
Yeah.
So we added 2 new options here, the Eco Water Outlet and the badass one, which is the Eco Water Treatment Plant.
Right, because there was already a water treatment plant.
Yeah, we had, but this is like a strong leveled up one that can completely reduce the pollution. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete these. So we can just have like one, does it snap? Yeah.
So what's the difference between with the eco just outlet, the water pipe?
Do you mean in terms of what it does?
Yeah, like is it pollute still but less, or?
It's no pollution, almost. So if you wait, I'm gonna have a. Oh wait, I should pause.
Oh, so both eco ones do basically no pollution?
Yeah, I mean this one isn't as strong. So it will still have some pollution, but not as heavily. This one almost completely reduces it, which you're gonna see in a minute. You can already see that it started to get like fresher
the
water.
pollution's already different. Yeah.
Whoops. Can zoom out.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so you can already start seeing the change. It's actually really stupid to put a floating cafe
in the middle of
in
the water.
They're like, God damn it! Yeah. So yeah, you can already see like there's a huge difference. So the idea is that you are supposed to be able to get rid of the pollution completely with this. If you
I was
would
gonna say, if you took a water input pipe there, an intake pipe, would your people still get sick, or would it be properly clean water?
It should be clean water, yeah.
Wow.
Another thing, I just touched the subject, is that we also added floating buildings.
Okay, yeah.
So this will also enable modders to create their own floating buildings, because we have like the shades now. So we're gonna...
How do people get out there?
Good question. I guess they're swimming. No, I don't really know.
I mean, it's got
By boat.
boats, I suppose, and there's a dock here.
Yeah, these are floating buildings that needs to
Oh,
be
it's
tied to the.
linked.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
these are the floating ones that is tied to the actual road network.
Right.
But we also have some that are completely detached. So
Floating.
this is, it's a floating garbage collector. So you can place it in the water, and it will actually get rid of. They will collect trash in
it's
the
against
water.
water pollution.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, cities is grounded in the reality. So all of these are ideas that we have read about, and they're actually like scientific behind it, even if we might tweak it a bit.
Right.
So I know for a fact that there's a lot of countries using this, even if it doesn't really look like that.
Okay.
But it's still like floating in the
It's
water,
the same
picking
sort
up
of
garbage.
idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, I thought what it was going to be is a way for us to ship water or ship garbage from people's homes and just bury it in the ocean. I got excited for a bit. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
But
That's
I was
not-
excited. I'm like, oh, this is great. We can ruin the oceans. I mean, your next expansion's going to have to be brown cities.
But it is already brown. I mean, if you would look at the pollution levels here,
Yeah,
I mean, okay, this has already become better.
it's better, and then those will help it
But
clear
what the
them up.
hell? We don't really need a brown pollution expansion.
Hey, you play your way. I'll play my way.
Okay, sure. So this is already getting better. So all of these categories has new service buildings to it. The only ones that are lacking is fire department and police department, because we don't really know how we're gonna make them more
More green, yeah.
But we have, for example, 3 new schools, the biofuel buses, as I showed you. Also a few, like a sport hall, community pool, and a yoga garden.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, you know that it's like a huge topic, at least in Stockholm, that the city or the government is pushing people to exercise more, in order to keep the health high.
Of course.
Instead of, we have to go to hospitals all the time and get the treatment. So it's like exercise, goddammit.
A preventative thing, yeah.
Yeah. So we feel that that's like a really important part of the game.
What's the difference between the new schools? Do they just look different, or?
It's a visual change. So we have a community school, Institute of Creative Arts, and a Modern Technology Institute.
Oh, that looks really cool.
Yeah, we can place one and just have a look at it, because money exists.
Yeah, it's only tax dollars. It's fine. Oh, I like the floating globe. That's really cool.
They're complaining about electricity
Ooh.
everywhere. Maybe we should place. We have 3 new electricity buildings.
Well, that's very topical then. What? A solar updraft?
Yeah, that's a crazy one. So I don't exactly know the
So it's
technology behind this, but it's crazy. So
must be hot air.
it's
spinning
heating
a
up.
turbine?
Yeah, and it's somehow bringing up the heat in this tower where it's liquid in it.
Okay.
So it starts to like
Move and spin.
move or spin, and that's how it collects energy. So it's pretty cool, and it's from what I understood, it's existing. I don't know if it's someone is actually using it, but it's the technology is there. Okay.
What are the other power options?
So we have the geothermal power plant, and also this name, Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion.
That's a pretty long name.
It's placed in the water, so it's also like.
So again, it's got the shore connection, and then it hangs out in the
Yeah,
water.
so you need to.
Get a road connection.
Exactly. Whoops. There we are. So we also added a bunch of unique buildings that ties up to a new monument, the Ultimate Recycling Plant.
Ultimate recycling plant.
Ultimate, yeah. It's not unlocked,
We
unfortunately.
need sheets. So what do we need for this? Construct bird and bee haven. Oh, that is so hippy dippy. Everything about this.
Let's see if I can.
Climate research station. That must be part of
that's
this.
the
There it is.
there it is. I can actually show you that one. It's a really cute one. There you go.
It's hard on the inside of a curved road like that.
So it has
there's the birds.
What is this called in English?
A beehive.
Beehives
Yeah.
and some birds. So there's 6 new unique building that is unique buildings that are tied to the theme.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really massive one that I love. Oh, you can actually, it's the Central Park.
Oh,
That's-
that's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. It's
Which makes sense. 'Cause it's modeled
should.
after the New York one, I assume.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able. Oh,
Oh, there's a spot. It's got a huge area for it, too.
it also has a road in between.
Oh, it's an actual road. I thought it was going to be a walking path.
No.
So you can connect that?
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to, but I guess
I think and I think it might be the slope making it a
Yeah.
little bit difficult.
it was a pretty bad spot. But anyway, yeah.
And it's got, what has it got in there? It's got statues, fountains. Oh, it needs a water connection. Of course it does.
It even has
An amphitheater.
But I think it's nice. It's really nice.
You kind of have to plan your whole city around it.
Well, okay, I see your point. Or you can just place it. You know, the mayor can always say like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry you have your house here, but
Yeah, you
we're
don't live here
planning
anymore."
we're planning a big park, so you have to move." And in cities, basically, you just erase one house, and the next day when they're gonna get there, they're like, "What the hell? I'm pretty sure my house was placed here." But
I just went to work this
they
morning. What
just-
happened?
They just won't know. So yeah, that was.
Since you put down the bird and bee thing, can you put down the big monument now? Whatever, I can't remember what
I
it was.
think we have. You know that you can have a look at kind of criteria for it.
Oh,
So
you
we
need a
still have-
bunch of things. Okay.
Yeah, so we don't have all of those.
Right, it was
I'm
just
sorry
showing you
for
the
that. We
next
should have
thing.
had. Yeah, we can show them later.
That's okay. It'll be a good teaser for everyone else to try in their actual game.
So, except from that, we added. I showed you 2 policies, but we also have the filter industrial waste, and
Oh, for less ground pollution.
yeah, and recycled plastic. So, I showed you some of the city services. So you can save money and you place them, and they will take care of it. But you can also work the other way around and place policies to different districts and make sure that they do the same thing. So you can force the citizens, instead of taking care of their waste, you can say like, yeah, but you guys, you have to start recycling now. When it comes to recycling, I can show you another thing. So we have land, these are empty, so we
Right.
can remove these easily. And we can add these recycling centers instead. So they're also collecting the garbage in the same way as the landfill sites, and it costs 8,000, so it's a bit more expensive, or it's doubled, to be honest. It's not just a bit, but 8,000 is still not too expensive. So they are actually also reusing some of the things that has been recycled. So you will need less industrial areas if you have these, because they are actually also producing some of the goods. So that's like one of the. So it's like this is one of the like new service buildings that I was
So,
talking about.
like the incinerator, it gets rid of some garbage.
Yeah.
Does it also accumulate
the
garbage?
incinerator is. How do you mean when it comes? The incinerator is burning it. The
burns
landfill
it.
is just storing it.
Yeah.
These ones are actually collecting it, and then I'm not sure really how they actually do it. But I just know that from the raw materials that they're getting in, they're like producing new goods.
So they never fill up, is what I'm saying. The recycling centers, or maybe they do.
They
maybe
should be able to fill up, but I think they can. Oh yeah, so we have a processing rate. So basically, they can fill up, but they are pretty quick in
turning it over.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it shouldn't happen too easily. It's not going to be in the same way as these ones that when it's full,
It's full, it's just done,
No,
yeah.
no.
That's good. And I like, because I'm assuming, unlike the incinerator, they don't pollute themselves.
No.
Which means that you can
We
put
could have
them
a look at the
closer
pollution.
to the center of the city a lot better. I mean, that area was already pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, the ground pollution, it takes a while for it to fade away. But all of these areas is now possible to get rid of with better options. Which, I mean, I think it's important to... We have added a bunch of things that makes pollution possible, or possible, but just creates pollution. So it makes a lot of sense to also have alternatives to actually get rid of it. Even if you don't want to have a completely green city, you could still like work against it and use different methods such as policies or services or specializations in order to prevent it.
Right. Well, if it works out, I'm gonna like having the recycling centers sort of closer, maybe to my residential or commercial areas.
Yeah.
So that the garbage trucks don't have to drive as far. But also, if they produce commercial goods for the commercial districts,
That
then
should
they
actually,
can supply
yeah.
things there.
Yeah, what you should try is to have like a super polluted city and just kind of.
Oh, I don't have to try for that.
Just work in order to.
I cleaned it up after.
Get rid of it. I think that's kind of the core. I mean, with this expansion, we're also gonna have 3 new scenarios that is tied to the green. The green subject. We also have the 4 new policies. We're gonna have 3 new maps for it, and there's also a free update that the only thing I mentioned so far is the noise pollution overhaul, the electric
with
cars,
the vehicles, yeah,
and the floating ones. Because in the free patch we're gonna have 3 free parks. That was hard to say. It's like an English riddle. 3 parks.
And one of them is the floating one?
Yeah, one of them is the floating one. But since we actually noticed that half of our players use mods and half of them doesn't, we added a few new trees as well. So these are all completely new that are going to be part of the free update.
Oh, that's nice.
So you saw some of them in the residential area, but they're actually really nice. So you've probably seen.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
Like a redwood or something.
We actually have like a park or a unique building on that. It's called the Lungs of the City. I can just rearrange it here, I guess. That should be fine.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
guys.
Those people don't need to live there. It's okay.
And they're
See
so
how
happy.
They didn't like those people. They're terrible neighbors.
They're like, yay, finally.
Oh man, that's massive.
Yeah, it's a really big one. I really like the unique buildings for this theme. I think it looks really cool.
And well, I'm excited about the trees because the trees really do help to make the city a lot nicer. One of the mods that I use is the tree brush tool that lets you just like put down hundreds of trees at once. And because then you can just pack it in and the city looks so much better.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of new trees in this one. Also, part of the free update is something that's going to be exciting for people who plays a lot. If you would choose the zoning, you see all the different areas. If I would like to now see the pollution, usually it swaps over to that menu. So it, I don't know what it's called in English, but basically you need to kind of go between them. So now if I would add pollution, you will see them simultaneously.
Oh, so it's got the pollution layer while still showing you the zone.
It's called info toggling view. So that's going to be really helpful. For example, when you're building your districts and you can know exactly where the pollution is, or how to kind of where to draw the lines. So it works for all of them.
That's really handy.
Yeah, I actually think it's super handy. It looks a bit. Yeah, it's very colorful. I think we kind of covered some of the main, the kind of key features for the expansion.
Well, it seems like it's a pretty substantial expansion, and the changes of the patch. I mean, to me, the most important thing that's ever been added to this game, street names. Love street names.
Oh, about streets.
Oh.
We actually also gonna enable to do road modding.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, for the floating ones, we are gonna enable for the modders to create their own floating buildings easier, because when we're adding a building in that, how do you say it? I don't exactly know the technical part of it, but basically they can use the same shades as we have, so it ties better into.
Oh, the same shaders, yeah.
Exactly. And we're also gonna do the same for road modding, so you can basically choose.
Create a bunch of new types of roads?
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a lot of options in that area. So that's something that's going to be part of the free update as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because, I mean, all city design in real life, as well as video games, is all about roads and all about traffic. I mean, that is what makes a city functional or dysfunctional, depending on how you play the game.
London.
Or every city that I make. And so that's fantastic, because I know, like, even going back to, SimCity and things, some of the greatest community additions that people have made are massive improvements to the road network and adding more options there.
Yeah.
And so that's fantastic. That's great. I mean, the game's been super moddable from the start, and I know that was always a really high priority for Colossal Order.
Yeah, I mean, Colossal are continuously doing improvements, for both the players who doesn't use mods and for the modders. For example, we just launched the content manager for people who are who has a lot of mods that that they can search easily for them and kind of sort them in different orders.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that, but that's something we just added a week ago.
Oh no, no. That was part of the concert.
Yeah, exactly.
One. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Yeah, but that's just another tool for everyone to easily find their mods, and you can like have descending and descending sorting list, or you can choose. Maybe I could actually show you.
Is it just like from the main menu? Because there was a sort of mod list before on the main menu.
Okay.
I don't know.
I shouldn't do that now because then I have to quit the game.
Oh yeah, okay. If it'll break the recording.
Exactly. That's stupid. But anyway, it's just a tool to help people kind of sort between them. So we're definitely always working in new ways to help people create new content and just enable new things for the game. Yeah. I think I covered most of it.
I feel like we have covered a lot of things, so
I'm like,
hopefully we've got it all.
Blah, blah.
Well, we know there's
you
going to
weren't
be...
even allowed to play. You're like, oh.
That's okay. I'll get my code as soon as I get home, and then I'll play, and I'll be streaming it. And I'll be excited to unlock all the new monuments and see how that goes, because they look so impressive, and they make the city look so much fancier when you've got them all in there. And a lot of them have really impressive effects. Like, I'm eager to see exactly what that... the Ultimate Recycling Center will do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although it is going to go counter because my cities tend to be not good. And this is just everything about this.
The first thing you did when I fired up this city, you were like, there's a lot of things that doesn't work in this city. And I was like, shh.
I mean, I try to have everything connected, but there's a lot of pollution. My people are used to living in, I don't know, Detroit, effectively. So
Detroit seems to be, that's a polluted place for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it seems pretty cool as well.
So now I'm going to have to design some sort of pretty hippy-dippy city, and we'll see how that goes.
Organic and local produce.
Yeah.
Recycling.
I don't like anything organic. I want everything wrapped in 3 layers of plastic before I'll eat it.
Okay, then you're screwed with this one. No, but it's not only like soy products and vegan stuff. It's a lot of different. I mean, we have the brands you can see here. This is
Sir Cutlass.
Sir Cutlass. It's a.
Does he sell swords or is it barber?
It's a barber.
Oh, okay.
But actually,
It sells both. He cuts your hair with
Sir
a cutlass.
Cutlass.
Yeah.
But we had one before that says Sir Cut a lot, which I think is hilarious.
They're competing businesses now.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And I like the electric cars, and I like that it's part of the base game, but I guess it would have to be because it's sort of such a core mechanical change. Yeah.
But I mean, it has a greater impact if you have green cities, because then you can use the policies and, for example, force people to use it. For in the base game or in the free update, if you don't have this expansion, it will be electric cars in the game, but it won't.
You can't convert your whole city.
No, exactly.
To it,
so it will basically be the ones who choose to have electric cars will have it, and I guess that's an amount that's increasing, but it's we're not quite there that everyone has an electric car yet, and I don't know if we should. So. Yeah.
I think we're good. I think this was an excellent demo.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking forward to really trying this out. Well, and
yeah, I'm looking forward a lot to see what people are gonna think about it and how they're gonna create their cities. If they're gonna go completely green or if they're gonna go on a more keep some parts of the city more diversified. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna work on the visual sides, or maybe they will have like half of it is like Detroit and the rest of it is like the
my
perfect
apologies
German
to anyone from
city.
Detroit.
Yeah, sorry, but I usually do those kinds of jokes, so I think that people can bear with me.
Well, and I'll never eliminate. I'm always gonna have a poop lake somewhere. So I'll have a poop lake area and then a blue lake area. So.
Oh my god! So people are gonna have to live there. They live like in Poop Town, and then you can have like.
They knew what they signed up for when they moved into my city.
Yeah, but if you we can have a look at this area and just see.
Seems almost gone. It's still got a slight tint, but just barely.
Yeah. Oops. I mean, they're happy now. They're like, yay! Finally, We have finally fresh water, and they will probably get a few customers now.
I was going to say, this cafe is probably doing a lot more business now that it's not surrounded by poo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
I think we have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for the demo, and I hope everyone out there enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.